Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast. I'm Ken, SuperTechGod, here with a few people today. We have Luke Muncher, of course, as always. We got Valentine
Yo,
and our guests, Kawa and the Birthday Boy Willow. How you
Yo.
guys doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thank you very much for having us on today. Super excited to talk about everything Series 4, Series 5. I cannot wait for the next patch.
Oh
Yes,
my
sir.
goodness. Yeah, we're going to dive right into it. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what we're talking about. If you guys haven't seen it yet, if you're playing Marvel Snap and you don't know what this is, then I don't know what to tell you. But we got this awesome news yesterday, 11/18, as it's being recorded, about all the how to get new cards with the tokens. We also have pool. Well, we call it pool. What do you guys think? Pool or series? What are we gonna do?
I saw a tweet that I think you retweeted, Lou, where there's some guy posted on Twitter a thing of Ben, and it said a swimming pool and then swimming series. So I think I'm gonna stick with pools personally, but it's interesting that they call them series. Yeah,
try and break the habit, but I doubt it'll happen.
They seem pretty adamant on us wanting to call it series. They keep joking about everyone calling it pool and correcting them. So, in honor of them, I'll be referring to it as
The
series.
way
going
that
forward.
Ben said it in that video
Wow.
really felt like, please stop calling it pool,
yeah, it really did
Yeah.
feel like that, didn't it? Yeah.
or I'll hurt you.
All right.
Oh,
So for
man.
this, we'll call it series as best as possible. So yeah,
Gotcha.
we also spoke about the new series, Series 4 and Series 5. Sounds so weird saying it. And all the awesome cards that's coming. Finally, some new cards. And we're going to dive right into it. Let's talk about it. So how do you guys feel about the tokens?
Having another currency is kind of it's nice. It's a nice way of targeting cards in that it's not like direct targeting, which is probably goes towards their idea of collecting these cards in a very traditional way. But an additional currency is definitely like inherently scary. Like it feels kind of weird. From like a player acquisition way, but of all the ways they could have done this, I think they essentially nailed it. I guess we'll get into more about cost a little bit later for how long it's going to take to actually get these cards. But as far as the actual system they're using, I think it's pretty solid.
Okay. So Luke, what do you think about it? You feel the same way?
Yeah, basically, it's I like that they're adding it in as a way to target. Now, it doesn't really say it in the notes here, but I frequently ask the devs in Discord, and one thing I do think is interesting about it is that it's going to, if you haven't collected all the pull 3 cards, I think everyone here has all the pull 3 cards, but it's gonna work through in an order, and it should work the same way for the pull 4 and 5 cards in your collection token, the shop that you get. So I think that's going to be interesting, and people definitely need to be aware of that. So like if you are still in pool 3 and you see Hella and you're like, oh, I'll wait, you actually will see every other card you don't have before you see Hella again.
Yeah.
So I think that's very interesting, and people just need to be aware of it. It's not readily out there.
Question about that, because I didn't actually see this detail. I knew about what you just said, but I have a follow-up question. If you're in pool 3, like you're in the middle of pool 3 and the shop starts showing you pool 3 cards, if you continue to see cards and you don't pin one, is there a chance that your next card will be a series 4 card, or will it continue to show you series 3 cards until you've gone through them all?
So the answer to this is they're on 3 different carousels. The drop rates are I don't know what pool 3 is mixed in, but if you're in, let's say your full collection, the drop rates are going to be, or the slot rates are 62.5% for pool 4, 31.25% for 5, and 6.25% for ultimates. And you will see all 4 if you are still in pool 3.
Okay.
And so each one has its own like carousel that it's going around, essentially. So you'll have the pool 3 rotation, the pool 4 rotation, 5, and ultimate, and it's going to be a percentage on which one shows up. And so you won't get the same order, but the carousels will be in the same order, essentially.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Interesting, yeah.
So Kyle, what do you think about it too? Do you feel this is a great way to go about it, or is any other way we can do this with, getting those cards and all those series?
Yeah, no, I think it's a. I mean, listen, we had they tried at the Nexus events, and fair props to them that they went back on that. They refunded everybody that actually spent money money on that. But yeah, this is a super cool system, and I think it appeals to not just us full collection players, but also to those players that are in pool 1, pool 2, pool 3, because I believe I know this is what we were just discussing, but they will also have the option to get these cards easier than we were. It's the whole thing, right? Like even when we were collecting cards in the beta, at one stage it was like really difficult for us to get cards, and then within recent updates they kind of made it easier for people to get cards. So I think this is a super key thing, that overall they're just making it easier and faster to collect certain cards. And I really do like the whole idea of the kind of pinning system, because like they said even in the video, like there's certain cards, I think was it Loot that you were saying like one of the last cards you got was like Magneto, and like it's a card you really wanted to try out, but you have to wait until you collect all the cards and then you finally get it. So this is a great option for you to be able to just like pin it and kind of save it until you have enough collector tokens. What's this? Is it like the technically the fourth currency in the game? You got credits, gold, boosters, I guess, and now you got tokens. So yeah, out of this, like, it's probably the best approach. I like it personally. Yeah, I really do like it.
Okay, do we think we'll be able to buy or purchase tokens at some point? Did they mention that already? No.
They said
I don't think so.
that in the future they plan on doing it in bundles, or that they're likely to do it in bundles. So like the weapons bundle, you might be able to do a bundle.
This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted that so bad.
Yeah. So they said it's possible in bundles, but I don't think it's just going to be an option like you can buy credits for gold.
No, I doubt it.
So that's perfect then. All right. So beyond that, all those on the collection level between 500 and 900, of course, gets 3,000 tokens, and so on and so forth. So I'm assuming everybody on this call is going to get it to 12,000 tokens, right?
Yeah.
Is that good? Yeah, all of us, right?
Yeah,
for sure. So is that enough for us to get? Because as you look at it here, that's only 2 Series 5 cards.
Yeah, 2 Series 5. Yeah,
which is, I don't know. We've been playing this forever. I think
3 Series 4 cards.
Yeah, that is true.
Here's the deal. So I thought about this a lot. Okay.
Yeah, me and Willow were talking about this the other day.
I'm a min-max demon. Okay, so I think I figured out the route. Okay. So originally I thought, well, you just buy whatever shows up in your shop. This for anybody listening to this only applies to us full collection guys. Sorry if you're not a full collection guy. This part of the conversation won't apply. But my initial theory was that you just buy out literally anything that pops up in your shop. But because of the way that the drop rate allocation works, and we're only gonna have these 12,000 tokens to work with, because it actually takes quite a bit to unlock more tokens, as I'm sure we get into a little bit later in the article. But because we only have that currency to work with, I think the route is to purchase any Series 5 card that comes up and then nothing else. Because the drop rate in the collection track is high enough that you should be able to naturally acquire your Series 4 cards, but the Series 5 cards are going to be pretty hard to get. So I think you just literally buy out any Series 5 card that pops up. Plus, all of the Series 5 cards are really fun. So,
but then is there also a like percentage chance of like it's even like still it's obviously like it's rare to get a Series 5 card on the collection track, but is it also rare for it to show up in the token shop?
In the token shop, it is 31.25%.
Okay, yeah. So by that logic, yeah, Willow's probably correct in saying that.
So we should buy the Series 5. Okay.
It's not like tokens aren't going to be impossible to get out.
No, of course not. Yeah.
No,
you actually have like almost 50% chance to get them, almost.
Yeah, no, you're right. You will acquire them, but I'm saying for us full collection guys who are essentially going to want to get those new cards as quickly as possible, it's going to be really hard I think the main way that we're going to get Series 5 cards, the most efficient way to get Series 5 card is going to be through the shop, just because their drop rate is really low in the collection track. And because of that, you need to allocate those 12,000 credits, or 12,000 tokens, sorry, into those Series 5 cards, or else you're going to have a really tough time of actually getting the Series 5 card you want, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think interesting thing, unless y'all have seen it somewhere and I haven't seen it, I think an interesting thing also to see the best strategy for it is they've said, 5s will eventually go down to 4s and 4s will go down to 3s, of how often that will happen, because that's definitely a strategy for me. There's only like 2 pull 4 series. See, I said pull Series 4 cards that I want. So in my eyes, if I just wait, I will get them, because the way they've done it before is like if you have the full collection, you don't buy the season pass, and then it comes the it goes into the caches, then the next cache will automatically have that card. I'm assuming it'll be the same way. So you could just wait until those pull 4 cards drop down to pull 3, and then I'll just unlock them my next cache.
That's a long time to wait, Lou. I'd say. You know.
Well, we don't know. They have
true.
not said anything that I've seen. Yeah. I think once they start dropping, because we do have confirmation that the week after collection tokens come out, Black Panther is going to hit pull 5.
Series 5, yeah.
And then there's going to be a new card after that. If it goes pull 4, pull 5, whatever, they plan on adding the weekly cards. I think you could see cards drop faster than you think.
Every card they add, from what I've seen, is going to be added to Series 5. So all the weekly cards are going to be Series 5.
Yeah, I think that I don't know if they've said that explicitly, but that would be my speculation as well.
I mean,
literally every new card they add, every new card that they'll add will start in Series 5, and then if they think it should belong in Series 3 or 4, it'll go there afterwards. But I think, exactly that. I think every new card will essentially just start in Series 5, which means once we do have our full collection, you want to sit at that 6,000. You really want that 6,000 token mark so that you can essentially get the new card as soon as it comes out.
Have they confirmed that after the first after the first week of the new patch, then they'll start releasing weekly cards? Is that what they said?
Yeah. And asked the devs. A couple people's asked it, but today they confirmed that the first new card will be after the season pass already come out. A week after the update will be Black Panther going to Series 5, and then a new weekly card after that. I actually think the word they said likely every other week or something like that. I don't think they actually committed to every week.
So no, it's every week is a new card, but the first week of each new season, essentially the season pass card enters pool 5 or Series 5. So going forward, you can collect cards without buying the season pass.
The battle pass?
Wow.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing. But that's if you already up your collection, like you're already to that point in your collection where you can get Series 5.
Right.
Card.
If you're constantly riding the full collection wave and you don't want to spend the $10 anymore, you could technically, I mean, you got to be spending money at that point to keep up, right?
Once you're at full CL, DeraJN actually did a fantastic breakdown of this. I don't know if it's possible for you to link it in the description when this goes up, or
100%.
link it somewhere. But he divided down the math and the way it works out. And from what I understand, a player with full collection could, in theory, still keep up with every new card without having to buy the season pass.
Nice.
But it's a pretty close call. Like you have to stay on top of it, I think. But yeah.
Does that come down to riding percentages in like getting tokens and stuff too? In the
yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah. I looked at that video yesterday, so the math isn't on my brain, but Dera's video is fantastic. So
I saw it as well. It is. It's really good. It gives a really good breakdown. Yeah, for sure.
We'll link it down below for sure. So about that, let's talk about currently all of us everybody who's playing in the collection level. I know there's questions about should we open our loot boxes? Should we hold on to them? What's the final take on this?
Can I read you 2 quotes right now?
Yes, please.
This is Val's favorite question.
Scream into the microphone.
He loves it.
It is my favorite
We
question.
are no longer planning to auto open caches. This is from Steven in the Discord. The changes we will make in a future update will set up caches to utilize the loot table from when they were earned instead of opened. And then on top of that, just to double down, unopened caches will use the loot table from when they were earned, so they may contain boosters. Now, this is when the next patch hits. We didn't want to encourage hoarding or penalize players unaware of the upcoming change. So, hoarding caches.
That's the right decision, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't think like anyone should be like, I'm gonna hoard all of my caches so I have a huge. I wouldn't even be a huge advantage, but like some sort of advantage.
That said, and I know Willow's about to chime in with this.
Thank you.
That said, hoarding caches right now might be the way,
right?
So that you can hold another just handful of credits at the ready if you're at 500 credit cap.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And
I'm
absolutely agree.
5,000 credit cap. Yeah.
Yep. I'm at the exact same situation Val was just describing. I'm at 5,000 credits. I've got 5 collector's reserves sitting there, and they are not getting opened because those 5 collector's reserves essentially represent more credits than the 5,000 cap that's there.
So don't hold them for tokens, but if you want to hold them for possible credits.
So
makes
only credits. We can't hold them for any other way. Like, is this the only way we're gonna be able to get cards
Yeah,
now?
because of how they stated what they're just basically saying is the only advantage to holding them would be like you're not going to get any new cards by
Right.
holding them. You're not going to get any new. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
No
they're gonna have
tokens, nothing like
the existing things that can drop from it, as if you were to open it now, are still going to be there once the patch rolls over. It's going to roll off the existing loot table.
Yeah, so basically you want to get to 5,000 credits and hold there, and then if
Right.
you do have to spend some in order to get the 5,000 credits, you have the token or the caches and you save them.
Mhm.
So once you do, the patch does come out, you can spend all your credits, open those caches, and get more credits.
Makes sense.
So
yeah.
try to get more caches to try to get more tokens.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
you're not going to get tokens out of those caches.
Just if you do that, just watch where you are as you open your caches. If you get back up to that 5,000 somehow you have that much.
Yeah.
Just spend it again.
Yep.
Keep going,
the
don't
game
keep going through.
the game doesn't let you burn it. I don't think, right?
I don't
think
think
it's-
it does,
No.
but
I think
like,
if you're at 5K and you would open credits, I'm pretty sure it like yells at you and be like, "Hey, just so you know,
yeah,
you're at 5,000."
Oh.
No.
That's cool.
All right, perfect. So that's the plan, guys. So everybody listening and watching, that is the plan. If you can pull it off, might as well. You won't be penalized. So I like that.
I will
Awesome.
add just that only applies to, I think, us full collection players. If you're not a full collection player, you should just honestly just keep going. Just open
yeah.
as you normally would. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be trying to get your collection level as high as possible so you can get the most tokens as possible.
and if you're not full collection, holy crap, you're benefiting from this so much.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
True.
Like, this,
Oh,
this
yes.
is
Oh my
gonna
God.
be- this I would be a kid in a. I want to start a new account.
Yeah, me too.
I actually want to start a new account and just
Mm.
like experience what this is like.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
this
don't.
It should have been at the start. Obviously, we got here eventually, but this is perfect.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where I read it or who exactly said it, but they said that on average, like new players should like significantly, like even from when we were going through and getting full collections, I've seen other streamer stuff. I think I got full collection close to 4,000 CL, but I've seen other people get it at like 2,800.
Yeah.
But they said you should get it even faster now
Yeah.
because of the tokens and selecting cards. So, getting people to the full collection should be even faster now.
Well, full collection as of this week, I guess. 'Cause-
Right.
Yeah,
True.
technically
No.
it should be slower
There's-
because we're getting more and more cards added. So mathematically, it will actually be slower for you to
It'll
get
kind of
quote-unquote
balance
full
itself out,
collection.
but
Yeah, but
to finish series 3, I guess. is the way.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what we're referring to full collection because that's what it is
Yeah.
at the moment, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you're listening to this next week, when we say full collection, we mean finishing
Cool,
series
one
2.
day.
2 and 3. Yeah.
Right. Series, not pools.
Yeah,
Speaking
yeah.
of
Damn it, man.
series,
God damn it.
speaking
I
of
was gonna
series,
mention it. Sorry, go.
that's all right. We have a bunch of cards coming out, guys, that
Oh.
we've been waiting for. I know some of them were for the Nexus events. We're gonna scroll through it. I mean, we have She-Hulk. Costs 1 less for each unspent energy last turn. I know, real quick, guys. What kind of deck can you build with this? I mean,
Willow,
I'm thinking-
speak.
Oh, Willow, say what you gotta say. Yes, let's
Ripper
hear it.
Girls, finally.
There's basically 2 routes I think She-Hulk will end up with. It's either like a Death Wave package. Most people have already experienced that deck, Bayro, that type of thing, just because her cost gets dramatically reduced by Wave. But there's also potentially something with Storm and Infinite and Magic. There's some interesting routes you can do there to play a lot of power on turn, either 6 or 7. By passing the prior turn and getting value from like Sunspot, Jessica Jones, and all of those cards, and also being able to play the She-Hulk and the Infinite together. So lots of cool stuff with She-Hulk for sure.
All right, perfect. I totally agree. I'm thinking like Shuri skip 5. She-Hulk is a 120 at that point.
Oh,
So we don't
Shuri
need-
is
we don't really-
interesting.
We don't even need Infinite at this point. We don't need Infinite. Even though I'm an
So
Infinite
you're trying to
fan.
make your own Infinite.
I'm just-
That's what you're trying to do.
Oh my
Basically-
god, I didn't even think about
Just
Shuri.
wants
Wait,
a
that's
bigger,
actually
greener
sick.
woman.
See that? So that's what we could do there. Then we have Titania, who should have been. I guess they both should have been in the
Nexus
events.
event. Yeah.
When you add any card played at this location, the card switches sides. So what do you guys think about that?
I plan on playing her on turn 6, and that's about it. But I'm sure other people will figure out other things.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
there's
interesting.
some players whose opinion I respect quite a lot, who think that this card's really good. So my assumption is that the card's good, but it's really hard for my brain to wrap
it's
itself
gonna be
around
like
this card.
move deck when you first start playing the game of just like what happened? Why?
Yeah,
Well,
I think
I think it. Oh, sorry. I think it really works with what he was talking about. Willow was talking about with like Storm and stuff. If you can lock down a lane, if you can play her and lock that lane down, I think that's really good too.
It is, but you're gonna have to constantly think about how many spaces your opponent has, how many cards they could potentially play. Can they just move it over to their side?
This shouldn't swap sides with Professor X, right? Because goblins don't swap sides anymore either.
Yeah,
So
correct.
my
Yeah.
assumption is that you could play this with Professor X. Maybe that.
I mean, you could play it with Storm too if like it's locking down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about arming Zola on turn 6 and just having her go to both lanes and take all the cards that are played. If you don't have priority.
This
If you don't
card
have
switches,
priority.
right?
Yeah,
This
Oh,
card
this card
switches.
switches? Oh, I thought.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
no, yeah.
No,
this
don't
was-
feel bad about that.
I was about to say, 'cause-
Don't feel bad about that. I did a bunch of card review videos when these
Yes.
cards were initially leaked, and my first recording of that video, I recorded interpreting this card the way that you just interpreted it,
Right,
where it
switch
would
to zero.
switch the card that got played.
Okay,
Got you.
fair enough. Then we have Luke Cage. Ongoing power, your cards can. Your ongoing card. Wait. Yeah, your cards can't have the power reduce.
Cerebro's
That's
best
pretty
friend.
awesome. Yes.
Cerebro, Hazmat, man, a lot you could do at Luke Cage. I feel like people would look at this card and be like, "Oh, there's only like probably like one route you could go." There's actually a few interesting things you could do, and he also just like any like bad locations like sewer system, negative zone, Jotunheim. Jotunheim is like always like one of the most annoying locations to me. So like having Luke Cage, it's not like a Colossus where it's just the one card; it just affects your all of your cards. It's awesome. Like
Yeah,
This is gonna be
definitely
good.
gonna slot into Spectrum decks for sure.
yeah, also a cheap ongoing. That's a bit to say, yeah, for sure.
Yep. Then we have Absorbing Man. If your last card played has an on reveal ability, then this card copies it. So this is like the mystique of on reveals.
Mm.
Any cool
Like
decks
what I like to
this?
call it, arrow number 2.
Hero number 2. I knew it was coming.
Arrow number 2. I guess so. Yes, you play it right after you play Arrow. Yeah, man, not bad. Any other ideas? Any other
Polaris? Yeah,
decks?
I like that.
Thing
Yeah.
about
There's a-
Absorbing Man is I tried to put in a lot of thought into how to use Absorbing Man correctly. Honestly, I think the card's actually extraordinarily complicated. I don't think he just plugs into most on-reveal decks, but something will break this card. There will be something with this card that is absolutely broken. I'm not exactly sure what the 11 other cards you run in the deck are, but some combination of cards works really well with Absorbing Man.
Oh boy, we're gonna
I mean,
find that out.
it's Odin that breaks it, right?
No, because you would assume. Well,
Because if you play
gonna be like Mystique,
Odin
he
into
works
this
once.
lane,
Because it's
his
like Odin
effect would
twice,
activate
no?
again and be Odin's effect, correct?
Yep. From what
Yeah.
I understand, I think infinite loops in the game fizzle out. Because I think if you play an Odin on top of Odin, it only cycles once. I think. I could be wrong. But it should, in theory, based on the text of the two cards, they should infinitely loop if you play an Odin on an Odin. But they
Interesting.
don't. Oh,
guess we'll
actually,
find
you
out.
wait, you should have to play 3 Odins because the second Odin is technically not in play yet, so it's on reveal can't re-trigger. Sorry,
So
that was very hard to keep track of all of that. But there would need to be 3. There would need to be an Odin and 2 Absorbing Mans for it to be infinite, I think, based on the text of the cards and the way that
That's-
cards resolve.
not that hard to do.
No, we got Moon Girl. We'll just copy and have a good time. Let's have a party. All right. We're gonna see if that's science when that comes out.
I'm sure it's hard coded to not actually infinitely loop, or else
we're gonna definitely try.
We'll see.
That's something we're trying. Yeah,
Somebody's
for
gonna
sure.
do it.
And we got Maria Hill, who is add a random 1-cost card to your hand. Pretty good. I like that.
I think it's solid. 1-cost cards are usually good, like, you know what I mean? For the most part. Not much more to say. Yeah, I was going to say,
there's
not much more to say.
Yeah.
about
There's
it,
not much
yeah.
to say about the card generation cards because if they work, they're all gonna plug into like a similar deck. So it's like a
Yeah, I
There's
think
certainly
Maria
issues.
Hill, and Agent Carter just gonna give Quinn
Agent
Jet
Coulson.
and Collector
Coulson.
some more love. Colson, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think there's a stage now, I forgot, that puts a random 1 card in your hand now. So she's basically doing that. On reveal. Yeah, what stage is that?
You're thinking of Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's
but
Kitchen,
It
yes.
draws you. It draws you a 1-cost card from your deck. It doesn't generate.
Oh, at a
random
random
cards.
cost. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. All right, thank you. So we have Agent Coulson on reveal. Add a random 4-cost and 5-cost card to your hand. Amazing. I like that.
I think very good. A lot of good 4-cost cards. Good tech cards.
yeah, interesting note on this is
Yeah,
it's
three
two
procs.
procs. It's two procs for Devil Dino and
Collector.
Collector,
Mm.
which is probably makes it better than Maria.
Yeah, I also love how they've designed the cards to all kind of fit in together. So these are like similar effects to Nick Fury, and they're all shield agents. You know, adding random stuff to your hand. So they all slot in, and then they work well with Quinjet as well. It's just I love seeing that kind of like flavor in the game.
And see, I'm very lucky usually, so I'm just seeing him in arrow number 3. That's all I see.
god!
Agent Coulson, Arrow, absorbing man. Easy.
There you go. All right, so we have Hellcarrier. When you discard a card, when you discard this from your hand, replace it with 3 random cards. So this is definitely a Lady Sif with Hellcarrier deck, and 3 random cards. Interesting.
Yeah, this actually probably plugs into a very different deck than the other shield cards. Just because it has the deck building requirement of having a discard card. So if this works, it's probably in some type of Hella deck, but it seems it's really it is really an awkward card. Yeah, it's a very awkward card. If it works though, it should be pretty strong.
It's just random. I thought for some reason I thought it was the same as Nick Fury. I thought it was 3 random 6s. It's just it's just randoms.
Just
okay,
3
wow.
randoms.
Being 10 power, that's huge. So
Yeah. Interesting.
Awkward, but definitely a fun card.
Yeah. See how that works out. And we have Umbaku. If this card is in your deck at the end of the game, it leaps into a random location. Very interesting. So we need Crystal with this card for sure. So we got to make sure it stays in the deck.
Hey, Crystal's working great with Vibranium Mines right now.
Yes, she is. I have it exactly. I totally
River
agree.
4 and a Quinjet, baby. That's all you need.
Yep. So yeah, I mean that's what I see from this card.
Okoye to boost it up first and get it in your deck.
Yeah,
This is not just a random location though, right? This isn't like a mini Captain Marvel that just guarantees saves.
Oh no,
no.
This is a random.
He's gonna have a great animation though.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Can't wait to see it. And just let you guys know, I might be cosplaying as Umbaku real soon. So that's gonna be fun. I hope you guys are ready for that.
Stay tuned for that, boys.
Yes. And I have a Tuma here, and if you have any other card, if you have another card here at the end of the turn, destroy this card. That's crazy.
I love this card, honestly.
In Hella deck, I think. Oh, I don't know if it's going to count as a Hella though.
Oh, destroy. It's
destroy.
Armor.
Yeah.
You want armor?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 2 homes for this card already, which is anything that runs armor, but mainly the destroyer list. It's probably just either another copy of Warpath or a replacement for Warpath. It's probably a little bit worse than Warpath, I think, just based on my first impressions. And then the future home for him, it would be like Null decks, but Null seems like he's going to be further out than these cards, of course. But
yeah,
interesting. All right, then we have Orca. Ongoing, +5 power if this is the only card you have here. So kind of like Namor.
Kind of like Namor. It's the first ever card.
It's a 6-cost Namor
ever card in Marvel Snap that has the exact same text as another card.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so, I when this card was spoiled, I really thought that we wouldn't see this card printed as it was.
I thought its text would get changed. Yeah.
Well, technically, in terms of solid stats, it's 1 better than Namor if you put it in comparison. Because it's the exact same, I think. Because I was comparing Namor. If Namor was base, he'd be like 4/6, but he's 4/5, and that's +5. And Orca, what's the standard for 6? Like 6'10", I guess. I guess Chavez is a 6'9".
6'9", yeah. So
he was a 6'10", right?
He was a 6'10". I'd say maybe it should be 10, but yeah, it's basically the same as Namor. Yeah.
All right, and we have the Birthday Boy's favorite card of all time, Galactus.
Yes, sir.
So
the
on
G-Man
reveal,
is here.
Yes, if this is your only card here, destroy all the other locations.
All right, Willow, you go ahead. You got the
okay. You got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes.
You got 10 minutes. Break it out.
What is there to be said about Galactus that hasn't been said? This card is incredible. I cannot wait. For those who don't know, I spent a lot of time theory crafting this card. This card is super fun. I recently made an adjustment to my
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Galactus theory craft deck, because Galactus is inherently kind of a scary card, because it plays the deck itself. In theory, plays in a very like solitaire way. It doesn't really care what the opponent's doing. So there's a handful of counter cards that disrupt what Galactus's plan is. The goblins and debris. And I used to think that we just run Killmonger to clear away the debris, but that doesn't really work out if the opponent plays debris on turn 4. We don't have enough time to do the things we want to do as Galactus and play the Killmonger. So I decided to just ditch the Killmonger idea, and now we run Daredevil, so we can see if they're going to debris or if they're going to play goblins. And even if they're not going to countercard us, we can react to where they play their cards and then play our Galactus in either a location that they only have one spot in or a location that we think we're going to be able to overpower them at. And then we essentially are just able to win the game on turn 6 every time. This card is busted. I can't wait.
Wow. This is going to be
Soon.
interesting. Yes, real soon. Then we have Valkyrie, who is definitely the star of the Nexus events. That did not happen. On reveal, set all cards at this location to 3 power. So this is for our boy Val, who I know is going to run this with the Cerebro deck.
That's just the Cerebro lane right there.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be great. I mean, especially for those cards, especially for Cerebro. I know those cards that don't have any power. To put them all at 3 power at that location, that's going to be crazy. I can't wait to see the Cerebro decks that Val builds with this card.
I think this is also just awesome for like, you know, like making your opponents, like if your opponents play any sort of big kind of card, setting them to 3 power most of the time is just like, okay, what's the max you're gonna get in a lane? 12. Well, I've Cerebro, I beat you. You know, it's it's just awesome.
It's gonna get a little clunky though, being a 5 cost. That'll be interesting. But
would you take out what, like maybe like a Blue Marvel in that type of deck? Because Blue Marvel same stats.
Blue Marvel work, but like you're probably already running Magic for a 5.
Blue Marvel doesn't receive our buff anymore. So because he's one behind all your Cerebro 3 power cards.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah. Apologies.
Yeah, but the nice thing about Valkyrie is that she enables you to run Onslaught, which is broken. So
yeah,
that's pretty fun.
And then we have Super Scroll. Ongoing has the ongoing effects of all enemy cards. What do you guys think about this?
I can't wait to see how this works.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be bananas.
It's going to be a very good tech card, I think, for sure. We were talking, me and Kawa was talking about this card the other day, and I just can't wait until my opponent is like playing Dino and Iron Man and stuff, and I'm just like, I got it all in one. Let's go.
Or the mirror match, the Scroll versus Scroll. Like, that's just going to be hilarious. Depending on what ongoing cards in the game. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, the question is ongoing. So is it in the same lane or is it every ongoing throughout all 3 lanes?
Yeah, every ongoing.
All enemy cards, yeah.
I just can't wait to see the text when you click on the card.
Yes.
I think it'll just say this.
Yeah, well, it'll say this, and then it's just gonna, I assume, have
it'll show the ability, yeah.
A list of every
character that it's taken an ability from on the bottom.
Yeah, that's
but then I want to scroll across the top and see, like, okay, 2 for Iron Man, plus 15 for Devil Dinosaur, and it's gonna be.
See, I think it's too many. I think after it takes 3 abilities, you're gonna have to click on it, and it's gonna be like the in-game events. It's gonna pop up a new browser.
Wow.
Yeah, not to spoil my Super Scroll deck, but those are some pretty favorable stats for negative, don't we think? No?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Jesus.
You know what?
Surprise Scroll on turn 6? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
With a Mystique? Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait.
Oh, my gosh.
What does Mystique copy?
I would say that it copies his ability.
His ability,
yeah.
His ability.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Oh boy!
I can't wait to see this. All right,
can't wait for the mirror matches.
Yes. Then we have Shuri. On reveal, double the power of the next card you play. You guys heard what I said earlier about her and She-Hulk, or even her and Infinite, right? Turn 4, skip 5, Infinite's of 640.
It's a while ago when she was first leaked. I thought that this was like a super boring card. I didn't care about it too much. But between now and then, I think she's probably the card next to Galactus that I'm most excited about. This card is super, super, super fun. There's some I won't bore you with the math, but there's a combo where you can get Wasp up to 96 power with Shuri, which is pretty sweet. Shuri's got a lot of cool stuff going on, a lot of interesting interactions with the other cards in the game, and I'm super excited to experiment with her.
Yeah, I think we've really kind of seen any card that has that reads double the power. Like we've seen from like how crazy Deadpools can get, even from Black Panther recently with the whole Black Panther Zola type of thing. You see how powerful double the power is. So being able to specifically target a certain card gives you so many options, like you said, to do like nutty combos. Be mad.
And it kind of gives you more of a surprise factor too, because if you play Wong, then they can know that you're going to be playing that card you want to do into Wong. But sure, you can play and then play the other card anywhere else. Also, what you were talking about a while ago, Willow, same stats, 4-2. I mean, what's better than a 0-5 Iron Man, a 0-10?
That sounds
sure.
pretty good.
You imagine her and Absorbing Man at the same time? It's going to be, all right.
sir.
It's going to be fun. All right, then we have Bast here. On reveal, set the power of all cards in your hands to 3. More Cerebro stuff here?
Cerebro.
Yep.
Yeah, not just Cerebro, but this is essentially a
that's
pretty
like
big buff to your Human Torches, your
Oh,
Deadpools.
Yes.
Any card that has less than 3 power has inherent synergy with Bast. And yeah, I'm excited to experiment with the card. Deadpool stuff in particular seems pretty cool with Bast because
Yeah, that sounds
worst case
good.
scenario, they're like Carnage fodder, right? So
Yeah, should be fun. Then we have, of course, the man himself, Thanos, and all his stones. So at the start of the game, shuffle the 6 Infinity Stones to your deck. So does that mean Thanos have to be in your deck or in your hand for all
Just
the
in your
stones?
deck.
Just in
No,
your
just
deck.
in your deck. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
You just have an 18 card deck.
I can imagine maybe some sort of animation at the start where like they all just go.
Yeah, I'm
shuffle
sure.
in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. So we got the Mind Stone, which is draw 2 stones from your deck, which is great. So now you get to pull 2 of these other stones. Hope it's not, I didn't say rocks, so we're good. Then we have the Power Stone. Yeah, there's rocks, and it's a problem. All right, ongoing. If you played all 6 stones, Thanos has a +10 power wherever he is. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. But you got to play this plus the other stones. It's going to be very interesting.
So
They're all
1/3 as
cost.
well, which is really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not bad at all. Then we have On Reveal. I mean, if we use this with the Mystique, does that count too? Maybe. I'm sure it will.
it should. Yeah.
Should, yeah.
We have the Reality Stone, which is On Reveal. Transform this location into a new one. So we basically have a 1/1 Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
awesome.
That's pretty cool. Then we have the
It
Soul
also draws
Stone.
you didn't mention it, but it also draws a card.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see that there. Sorry, yes, and draw a card. That's pretty good too. Hopefully, it draws a stone.
Mhm.
So that's pretty awesome. On reveal for the Soul Stone, we have on reveal draw a ongoing. Wait, draw a card. Okay, so it does the same thing. And ongoing enemy cards here have -1 power. Interesting. So that means not -1 from them, but it all turned to -1.
No, I think it will be
That's-
minus
no,
one.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
think-
it's -1.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
they
It's
all.
kind of like Spider Woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm
brown.
thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, good. And we have the Space Stone, which is on reveal. Next turn, you can move 1 card at this location and draw another card. Okay, this is pretty good. I like that as well. Makes sense with the Space Stone, hence space. Okay, all right. And then, of course, we have the last stone, which is the Time Stone. On reveal, gain 1+ energy next turn and draw a card. These are all awesome buffs.
They all have draw card in them, yeah, except
Yeah.
the Power
The
Stone.
time,
Oh.
yeah,
Yes.
Power Stone is
Mm.
the only one without draw card on it, which
Mhm.
is a little bit scary, but is what it
So
is.
I didn't think about this question until just now, but can you get these cards from randomly generated effects?
No.
My assumption
No.
is
No.
no. You
No.
can't
No.
get tokens from it, and I assume that these
That would
just
be
act as other
Busted.
tokens.
Some of these cards, like that would be super
I
powerful.
was just wondering, like, that would make Maria Hill very good if you pulled like a Space Stone or something.
God.
That's true.
Oh
Yeah.
my
That's true.
god.
You definitely
Right.
want Adam Warlock in this deck.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wait,
man.
really? No chance. Really?
yeah, because you get to
You want
pull.
to draw cards.
Yeah, you
right?
draw
Yeah.
cards, man, for sure.
You also want death because the second Killmonger shows up, all of your damn stones are gone.
Yeah,
Wow.
Okay.
That's really interesting. Yeah. There's so many
That's
different.
crazy.
There's so many different routes you can take with it, for sure. Even that mention of Mystique, like seeing a 28 power Thanos. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Crazy.
You
yeah.
gotta just need a destroy deck like with built in with Thanos, don't you? Because you're gonna need so much room on this board.
I think there's a few cards you more or less have to run with Thanos. I think you have to run Quinjet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the requirement. And then you have to run Wong. because it makes all of these cards draw 2.
Yeah.
And that just seems really good. And then with the Space Stone, if you play that on Wong, you can move away your other stones from the Wong location and play more stones there, which is nice. Yeah, I think you have to run Quinjet and you have to run Wong. One combo that I wish worked with the stones but doesn't is if you had Quinjet in play, I wish Jane Foster would draw the stones, because they would all be 0-cost cards at that point. But it doesn't work like that because Quinjet doesn't reduce the card until it's in your hand. So
Yeah, it's just in your hand. It's not your deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, Quinjet's not gonna hit the stones, right?
Quinjet will hit the
Will,
stones,
if
but
it
not
comes
When they're in their
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah,
So not if they're in their deck. If they were in your deck and you had played Jane, like draw all the stones, but then you'd also have to have like a pretty.
Thanos does say at the start of the game, so it's not like before the game.
No, see, there's a. I wish what you were saying was.
Oh, here we go. Here we
was
go.
True. I wish what you were saying was true. So if you read the text on Thanos, here's the problem. What Quinjet is doing, Quinjet is checking the 12-card deck you've made in your collection instead of the deck at the start of the game. Yeah, I wish it didn't work like that because there's it's a little bit confusing because the text on Quinjet says at the start cards that didn't start in your deck. Right. Thanos specifically says that the cards start in your deck.
Yeah.
And then Agatha also says explicitly that she does not start in your deck. She starts in your hand.
Right, but she's still in your deck.
Yeah, but she doesn't get reduced by Quinjet because she's quote unquote in your deck.
That makes perfect sense. Just thinking about like current deck readers on like SnapFan and stuff. Like there's a text string that it has to read. That just makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. So this was put out yesterday. We were all speculating when we were going to get it. They said it would be soon, and I guess today they finally gave kind of a more direct answer to as early as next week, guys. So what of our
early next week?
Yeah, early next week, right? So what is our speculation? Is that Monday? It's Tuesday? Monday night.
Is that you hoping one day, or are you just saying like? You're like, it's Monday. I know it.
It's Monday. I'll just be praying that it is Monday.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, I reckon, personally.
Yeah, I feel the same way too, around Tuesday night.
Yeah, personally, I'm leaning toward the Tuesday. As hopeful as I am to get it as soon as possible, but Tuesday seems to be their pretty consistent patch day.
Tuesday makes sense, but
right. Be hoping for Monday
existence.
Yeah, I think it completely relies on Google and Apple. I think they said early for whenever the patch gets approved. They can push it out.
Gotcha.
Assuming that's what was pushed last week, right?
Oh, on Steam.
On Steam. Yeah.
This will be very interesting. So we can't wait to see what happens. We went through all the cards. Now, when this patch comes out, early next week, right? What else are we looking for? What else are we looking beyond this patch? I know
I was actually thinking about this today. Yeah, I was thinking as well. Like I was kind of thinking, I wonder what other I'm sure they're going to sneak in some other stuff into the. They always do. But I wanted to talk. Do you guys think there should be any balance changes? I'm curious in your thoughts.
I wouldn't say should, but.
Well, what would you like if you would like one?
Just some wishes, right? Put Lady Sif back to a 2 cost. You know,
no,
we're gonna die on that soapbox.
Yeah.
So what I hope for, I think the meta is in a pretty good spot, and you're adding more cards to it. So I don't know if you necessarily want to nerf anything.
Need to change it.
I want to see some buffs. I would like to see some buffs. Like I think that's the safest thing you could do. Is they've consistently have buff cards usually. So I would like to see more buffs, even if it's just a handful of cards. I think there are cards that need to be changed and make it a little better. So I think that's more likely. I think if we do get balance changes, I hope that we see like maybe one nerf of whatever they decide is they really need, and then 4 or 5 buffs. That's what I would like to see.
I mean, what's the top deck right now? We thinking they're gonna try to nerf something in the Death Wave or something in Destroyer deck? I mean, I think
the meta is pretty good at the moment.
I think everything's even right now.
It's pretty balanced. Like some people were saying, put Destroyer back down to 14. Like I think he's perfect how he is. I think he's perfect how he is. Yeah.
I've also seen people talk about nerfing Professor X. I think he's a fine card.
He's 5/3. What else? That's totally fine.
I think cards that essentially win you a location on 5 are kind of worse than they feel. because that's what Professor X is doing, right? He's essentially, once you've won the location and once you play Professor X, you know, and the opponent knows whether you've lost that location or won that location.
Right.
And any card that's like that is essentially worse than it appears, in my opinion, because it's like knowledge equity. It lets you know whether you're losing or not, so you can evaluate snapping, retreating easier on both sides. So I think Professor X is absolutely fine.
Yeah,
Makes
me too.
sense. Mm-hmm.
I agree. Are we looking for any cards or anything that can stop Professor X or even Cosmo? Like, these are two big cards that people are very frustrated when it comes on the field. Do we think we need cards that can stop them?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a part of the game, right? There's like it's like the type of card where, like, if you play Cosmo and you stop their counter, it's the best feeling in the world. If it happens to you, you hate the card. Like,
Of course.
it's kind of it's just kind of part of the card games. But like, I think how they are at the moment, it's going to be super. Like, we've seen some other kind of cards. I don't want to get into too much into like leaked cards, but a card coming at least within like the next 2 months, I'm pretty sure Zabu, he makes your 4 costs cheaper. So like that makes tech cards like was it Shang-Chi and Enchantress, like they're already super valuable, but being able to have like multiple in your deck and playing more, it's yeah, there's a lot of exciting things to come.
And then they
I'm sorry. And I think from their philosophy too, if you're playing a deck full of on reveals and you play into a Cosmos and you get screwed, okay, retreat. Like, that's been their philosophy. Is if you get screwed over by something like that. So I think they would, just be like, hey, retreat, take the 1 cube loss. Like, if Cosmos, they're not going to change. Cosmos,
don't get frustrated. Move on.
Right.
Let's
go forward. And I'm excited that this is coming out before the next season, which they did speak about in the video. So next season's card is Silver Surfer, which I think is an amazing card. It's going to be interesting. Again, more Cerebro love. I guess Val was right on the last podcast. He said Cerebro is going to get the arrow effect.
Can you scroll up?
Yes.
A little bit there? We're getting new Cerebro art. I don't know if you guys noticed this.
At the very top.
Willow noticed this. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice it. Val noticed it, and I pointed it out.
Oh, it was Val. Okay.
The Cerebro logo on the card itself
changed.
Actually,
it is.
The X is different, and it loses all the lines in the, like, breaking up the word. It's just a whole new text.
Wow.
Logo, whatever you want to call it.
So there's a lot of hidden stuff we're going to see with this new patch.
So maybe we see some new artwork in the game. I assume Cerebro is one of those cards that they made a logo for, because I know that there's a handful of cards that just didn't have logos from comics, and I assume Cerebro is one of them, and maybe they're just making a new one. But
yeah, makes sense.
Wow, it's gonna be great. Yeah, I saw the Collector and Infinite variant. I can't wait for the Infinite variant. I am so
that Collector variant, man, is somebody I saw on Twitter. Somebody looked at all of like the little like collector items that are in the cages. You've got like Cosmo, you've got, I think, like Howard the Duck. Stan Lee is one of them. I think people are saying it's either Stan Lee or like Uncle Ben, which is, I think, is so cool.
It's gonna be great.
So, yeah.
So I cannot wait. I know you guys can't wait. And then we have, I mean, I think the game's in a great place right now. These new cards, the way to get tokens to help people get through their series is phenomenal. I think Second Dinner is doing a phenomenal job. Is there anything else you guys see right now that you feel they can improve on besides the wish list of like getting the battle pass, the PvP going and everything else? Is there anything else you guys see right now that you feel this game needs to continue on its climb?
I think they're doing a phenomenal job, just like you're saying. I'll give everyone else more time to think about what they want to see, because I don't really have anything off the top of my head, but I did want to echo that because I saw someone on Twitter yesterday say it, and I couldn't agree more. They've done a phenomenal job of being very transparent, because I know you look at the Ask Devs, you look at Twitter, you look everywhere. After this came out, they've answered so many questions. Just, they're trying to be as clear and, clear up anything that may have not been. There's a ton of info out there if you're curious more about this. They've been super clear about that. I like that Ben said in the video that we're supposed to be getting the updated roadmap in December. So that's going to be super cool, because I know some people were wondering when we were going to see that. And as he mentioned in the video, they've marked off everything off the first list.
The first stage.
It's already started working on the second one. So I'm sure, I'm really excited that they've already ready to share with us, the roadmap again, and before we can talk about what else is coming.
What about you, Kawa? How you feel? Game's in a perfect spot.
I think what they've done with this game is absolutely amazing. I've said it since the start. It's amazing how, like, again, just echoing what Lou said, how transparent, how straightforward they've been with us. Like the first interaction, or like the first thing I always did was, like, obviously, like, we're all beta players. When the game came out, I was in submitting bugs into the Discord like every day, and like that's a great thing for them to have an option like that, instead of people just saying, oh, this happened, fix your game, it's all like constructive criticism. It's not like people just giving out and like they're not receiving any like responses and all. They've talked about, and they make a list then of all of the issues that they've resolved. So I think overall, I honestly can't ask for anything more. Listen, they're always going to improve the game and stuff like that, but the state that the game's in and what they did for this game is just like, it launched in October, right? Their global launch was so good. It's so rare that a launch goes this well. Like, I'm sure even they were probably starstruck, saying, oh my god, like, we were expecting more hiccups or something like that. It was just like props to them, honestly. It just went amazingly.
What about you, Willow, Birthday Boy? How you feel about this?
I'm feeling great, man. The game is pretty much in a ideal spot for me right now. Everything that I would want added to the game is stuff that I know they're already working on. The stuff like battle mode is something that I'm really looking forward to. I want that more than anything else right now, with the exception of Galactus, but he's on the way. But yeah, everything I want they're already working on, so I don't really have... another thing that they are definitely working on, they've said that they're working on, but I guess I'll mention it here just to have something to say, is artist credit. The incredible art in this game absolutely deserves credit, and I know that that's something they're working on getting implemented into the UI. So, yeah, like I said, everything that I want is something I know they're already working on. So,
yeah,
what about
sorry, I was just jumping in with Willow's thing. I forget, they did do an update on that the other day. I forgot exactly where. I think I asked the devs. Don't remember who said it, but they said a few patches for the credits, for the artist credits. So there was an update. So it's sooner than later. So
yeah, that's awesome. Sooner than I thought it would be, honestly. That's good to hear.
And to agree with y'all, I think it's in a wonderful spot. There's not a lot in the game that I would want to be changed or updated. I think the direction that they've set themselves on is fantastic. The one critique I would say I have is, while communication is very good, it's also very all over the place. I would love to see, and I think this is starting. I think they're already down, like kind of down this road. Community manager reaching out ahead of patches, talking to some of the bigger names. What did we overlook? What did we miss? What do you want us to clarify? And instead of spending 2 days collecting all the information from Discord questions, from tweets, from all these other sources, just as like much
centralized,
centralized upfront. Here's the most frequently asked questions we're expecting out of this. Here's those answers. Because I think they got the same questions over and over in a lot of these different spaces on Twitter, on Discord. And if we just had a couple extra eyes on this ahead of time, I think there would have been a good chance that it would have got caught. But otherwise, fantastic.
I totally agree with that. That's awesome. I think you're absolutely right on that, Val. That'd be amazing if they kind of centralize all that, and going forward, it'd be a lot of help to them as well. So I definitely agree with you on that. Guys, anything else you want to talk about while we're here?
Nope. I don't think so.
All right, perfect. So, guys, I'm gonna leave everybody's.
No.
Yes, that'd be fantastic. I'll leave everybody's socials in the description below. You guys know Loot Muncher, definitely the one of the founding fathers of CubeRush. Amazing thing. Check it out. I'll leave the link down there. And we have Kawa, of course, Mr. Snap Jeopardy himself. Kawa has a bunch of content, amazing content on YouTube. Definitely check him out. The Birthday Boy Willow. Again, Willow, happy birthday, my friend. I'm so happy
Thank you
that you're here and taking the time to celebrate your birthday with us. We appreciate you. Willow has some amazing content as well, both on Twitch and on YouTube as well.
Steal his decks.
Yeah, steal his decks, man.
Yes.
One of the best deck builders in the game, I'm telling you.
Definitely do that. And of course, we have Valinthyne with the best mustache in Marvel Snap. And he has amazing content both on Twitch and in YouTube as well. And guys, thanks again for coming out. And I'll see you guys in the next one right after the patch. I hope we do another video and you guys are here so we can talk about all the ups and downs. Well, hopefully, no.
Go vote for Marvel Snap Mobile Game of the Year.
Oh yeah, on
Yes.
the Game Awards. That's a
shout.
shout. Yeah, do that for
You
sure.
get 100 credits or some garbage.
So I'll leave the link. That's be the first link on the top below is to vote for Marvel Snap as the best mobile game of the year. So yes,
For
and you all
sure.
can get the amazing 100 credits that comes
Jeff
our way.
Keighley card back.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff. Oh
Jeff
man.
Keighley. If you guys don't know who Jeff Keighley is, I don't know where you guys been either. But that's hilarious. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out, and hope to see you guys in the next video.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
All right.